Gather around here.
Oh, wow.
Start out over here at our touch tank.
Oh, wow. It's pretty cool.
So, first of all, my name is Rebecca.
Guys, I need you to keep listening to Rebecca.
Thank you. Okay, so first of all, my name is Rebecca. I'm going to be the naturalist that's going to be working with you all today. So I'm excited to have you here. And yeah, we're going to start with some of our inside activities first. This is our touch tank. We do have a couple of rules at the touch tank. Of course, at the touch tank, there are animals you're going to get to touch, but we don't like anybody to put their hands in the water except for me, just because we don't want to get... We all have different things on our hands. We don't want them all mixing together in the water, but I will have some animals that you can touch today. So we're going to start with this animal right here, this very spiky ball of an animal.
Sea urchin.
Okay, very good. We have some people who know what it is. It's a sea urchin.
Oh, that's a big one.
Animal. We have a lot of sea urchins here. So sea urchins are in the echinoderm phylum. That means spiny-skinned animals. And if you can see, and then later when you're feeling it, you'll be able to feel, they're very, very spiny. Yes. There's a lot of animals in that phylum, and this is the spiniest one. And the spines are not poisonous. There's one poisonous sea urchin that we have here in South Florida, but it mostly hangs out on the reefs, so in deeper water than what we have here.
It's the red one.
It's like black. It has very long black spines. So if you see one with very long black spines,
get away.
Yeah, don't touch it. It's called a diadema, and it is poisonous. All of the other ones, what?
I said, oh.
Yeah.
What will it do to you?
If you like step on it, it basically injects a venom into you, a toxin into you. And it's not. I met someone a couple weeks ago who had stepped on one, and she was okay, but she did have to go to the hospital. Right. So these spines will not poison you. The only way they would hurt you is if you were to step on them with bare feet in the water, right? That's gonna hurt. Or if you took your hand and you slammed your hand down on it, that's gonna hurt. I don't know why you'd do that, right? But if you are able to look closely at the sea urchin, or again later when you're holding it or touching it, you'll be able to feel it. You can see that the spines are actually moving. They are alive. And so these animals don't have eyes. They can't see in the way that we think of seeing, right? But they do have light receptors all over their body, so they can sense light and dark. So they can tell if it's night or day. For instance, they could tell if my hand or if a big predator is swimming over them. They can tell because of the shadow, and then they can point their spines at them accordingly, right? So it's pretty cool. So they have light receptors all over their body, including in their spines.
See how I figured out something?
Yeah, very cool. So in addition to their spines, they have little suction cup tube feet that come out when they're in the water. They look like little hairs that come out all around them, and they have a little suction cup at the end of every little hair. And they work like a hydraulic system. They pump water through tubes and basically create suction by pumping water.
So that's how they breathe.
So they can, it's not exactly how they breathe, but they use it to move around, to suction onto things and walk around. They use it to grab food. They can grab food and pass it foot over foot over foot until they bring it down to their mouth, pass it down. And they do something else with it too. They do like what all of these guys right here are doing. They hold shells and algae and stuff like that on top of them. Why do you think they do that?
To hide from predators.
To hide from predators, to camouflage, right? They're trying to make themselves look like a pile of shells instead of an animal, and they're pretty awesome at it. They can do a really good job at that. Or plants, right, exactly.
Are porcupines also in this family?
Yep.
No, that's a great question.
Yeah, because they have spines too.
That is a great question. They also are spiny. So echinoderms are not like porcupines for several reasons. Echinoderms only live in the ocean. They're sea animals, for one thing. Porcupines are land animals. Porcupines are vertebrates, which, who can tell me what it means to be a vertebrate or an invertebrate?
Invertebrates don't have spines, which are like octopus, and the vertebrates do have spinal cords.
Exactly, and so do you think that porcupines are vertebrates or invertebrates?
They're vertebrates.
They're vertebrates, right? And they're mammals in particular. And do you think that sea urchins are vertebrates or invertebrates?
Invertebrates.
They're invertebrates. They do not have a backbone. So just to name a few of the differences, right? But they are certainly very spiny. Like it's another similar spiny animal for sure.
Can it breathe right now?
It can breathe right now. So the animals that we have in the touch tank are the animals that do okay for a little while out of the water, so that we can take them out and have people really interact with them. We would not put an animal in the touch tank that wouldn't be able to handle it, right? But it can't be out of the water for too long.
If not, it would just die.
If it was out of the water for too long, it would die. It does need to be in the water. That's how it breathes. It breathes through gills, right? We breathe through lungs. Right. It gets its oxygen. It also breathes oxygen, but it gets it from the water through its gills, right? On the bottom of the sea urchin, in the middle, is its mouth. Why do you think its mouth is on the bottom?
It's a circle. It's to feed.
To eat things on the bottom of the ocean floor. It eats algae and plants mostly, and sometimes dead things that float down to the bottom of the ocean floor.
So vultures of the sea.
And they can be. Sometimes, this one's not opening its mouth too much, but sometimes if they're opening and closing their mouth, you can actually see they have 5 little white teeth. Besides having spiny skin, some of the things that define an echinoderm, that make an echinoderm, are that they're all divided into sections of 5. So the sea urchin, it's hard to see the sections of 5, it just looks like a big ball. But one of the ways we can tell is because it has 5 white teeth. Can anybody think of another animal that's divided into sections of 5?
Starfish?
Yes, brilliant.
Starfish.
The sea star, the starfish, which of course is not really a fish, right? But that's why we call it for some reason. The sea star is a very close cousin of the sea urchin. So, okay. So I'm going to pass this animal around. If you want to hold it, you can. You don't have to. If you don't hold it, I would suggest touching it anyways, right? So these animals will not hurt you. As I said, I'm like tossing it around. It's not hurting you at all.
He's like, yeah, it's all good.
He's probably getting dizzy.
He's like,
He's almost soft a little bit.
Is he soft?
SeaWorld.
It's not
yes,
soft. No,
at
it's
SeaWorld,
funny,
yes.
but it's not. It doesn't hurt you unless you like put pressure on it or something. I do have some rules for holding the animals, that is that these are again living animals. This is a live animal, which means that we do want to be respectful, right? Yeah, we want to be respectful and gentle. So I want people to, if you're going to hold it with your hands over the water just in case. And if you think you're going to like scream and freak out and throw the animal.
Oh no!
But again, it will not hurt you.
Don't hurt me.
I promise you that.
Please don't hurt me. Hello.
Put your phone down.
Hello,
And you can,
I feel it moving.
Can you feel the spines moving?
Yes.
Yeah, this one's nice and active, so it's a good example. I can help you pass it if you want, or you can go ahead and pass it.
There you go. Good job. Here you go. I think he's drooling. He's drooling.